Happy gardening to everyone. Today is April the 12th. It is a Saturday and I am coming to you from Central Alabama. I hope all of you have had a fantastic, beautiful Saturday as I have. Sorry, my grand dog heard me talking. Oh, hold tight, we'll come back. My grand dog Paisley is coming to investigate. So this is not really a garden tour. It's more like a garden wreck for me this fine Saturday. I am planting the tomato seedlings that you all have been with me from the beginning. And I was just going to show you, I am amending the soil and planting those. In the past, I have planted deep. I have trenched and planted tomatoes. I cannot really see a lot of difference, and I know that's a very unpopular opinion. But I also know that some of the other more professional gardeners have done some experiments and kind of proved my theory that doing those things, yes, they create more roots, but as far as production and fruit, there's not a lot to that. So I'm not doing that this year. I am planting about 2 inches above the ground line, or about 2 inches deep. Planting my plant about 2 inches deep. So that is what I am doing this year, and I am a wreck, so I apologize, but I wanted you to see. So I went ahead, and as I have talked about before, we are creating our garden this year, our mulch garden. So I have taken the soil and mounded it. I went ahead and dug holes. I don't know if you can tell that there are holes dug ever so often. And in those holes, I went ahead and put the worm casting mix that I use and compost just as a base. After that, I have used, just to spread across the mound, I have mended my soil with several things and added amendments, and I hope that this will make a really big difference. So along the tops of all of those mounds, I have just spreaded a thin sprinkle of, this is the green sand that I used, of bowl salt, basalt, sorry. Just a really light sprinkle of the basalt. And this is, I tried to get everything organic that I could to do this with. Kelp powder. The kelp powder is organic. It's actually edible, as is the diatomaceous earth that I mixed in. I have never done that in my soil before, but I did this year. Again, some of the other gardeners that I follow, one of them specifically uses a light coating of that when he puts his soil amendments in, so I did that. Oyster shell, a sprinkle of that over the top of all the mounds. Azomite, a sprinkle of that over atop the mounds. And then in the hole, I also added the organic bone meal that you see there. I feed my worms sometimes with whole buttermilk, so that's what you see in the background. As I said, a lot of this is just a lot of mess. This afternoon, because I did not clean up before I made this video, I wanted it to be real, and so that is what I have done this year, and we will see how it turns out. I wanted you to see when I do this planting, I will mix in this soil in this hole, just mix it around like this. And then, of course, I don't want that green stuff in there. As I said, we are working through this garden, this no-till mulch garden that we're working on. So I will take out one of the plants. And I watered the plants with a liquid fertilizer that I make, and I will do a video on it later. So all of these have been watered with that in the last hour or so. So just mix it in, and then basically I take all of this soil, mix in those amendments, and bring it to the plant. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all that I'm going to do this year. And I will let you know how it goes. I am going to terrace those plants. You can see the post at the end. I'm going to terrace these on one side of that post, and this row that I just started on the next side. I went ahead and started amending the next row over here also. It'll be half tomatoes to about here, and then the rest of it will be banana peppers. This post is going to be multi-purpose, and it already has around it the purple peas, and I've already strung those up, and I will guide them along that wire. I might do a video on it later just so you can see how that goes. But we will also use this post to stretch all the way to the other end for these other rows to connect the strings and do the web. I'm probably gonna do like a web terrace for my tomatoes this year, and so that's what we'll do. Paisley is so curious, y'all. And again, nothing that I've used here would hurt her. All of it is edible for us. She's not eating it, but I just try really hard to not put anything that is gonna hurt us or her. I am wearing gloves, but more because Easter is coming and I don't want my nails to be black. And I'm using a lot of compost and dark soil, thankfully. So that is the hot mess for this afternoon. I will show you one more thing. We will come back and do a real garden tour later. This is my watering system so far, and our water has to come from the other side of the property. So that's what this is there. This is our new sweet potato bed, and I am trying this year. I suspect if it grows well, we may have to go deeper and wider next year, but we will see. This is just an experiment for us. I did trench those plants from one side to the other, and you can see just back and forth, and I will let you know how that works too. So that is all I have. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I certainly plan to.